Hey everybody, this is Jeff Conti, your YouTube knife mentor. I'm out in the woods today because I want to talk a little bit about how to raise a load. Back when I was in the Army, I did a lot of mountaineering and climbing, and so this is one of the skills that I learned relatively well, and I modified it a little bit so that it'll be useful to raise something heavy like a heavy backpack or a deer or something like that. I don't think this will work very well for elk or bear or anything like that, but probably in the 100 to 150 pound category, about as far as you're going to go with this system. Not that you couldn't find your way to do a bigger item if you wanted to, but that's not what I'm trying to show you today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the cordage, I'm going to show you the knots, I'm going to show you the carabiners and how the system is used to raise a load. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I thought I'd show you how to do an inline figure eight, sometimes called a directional figure eight. I've got about 2 feet of cordage that I'll toss over there because I'm going to use it in my lifting system here in a minute. And I'm going to hold the rope in my right hand, and I'm going to bring underneath and create a loop. So with that loop, then with my right hand, I'm going to grab the loop and come under the standing end, bring it over the standing end, and now it comes through the loop that I created to begin with, and this is my inline or directional figure eight. Be sure to dress these up when you're done with them so that they look neat and they're tight. You don't want to apply a load to something that's not tight. It'll create a lot of friction and you could defeat your knot. So there's my inline figure eight or directional figure eight. So now what I've done is I have my far end, which is on the downside of my back stack, and all I've done is I've took all of my cordage out and I back stacked it nice and neat so that my final end that I'm going to toss is all laying on top and it's easy. So when I do throw that end over the limb, this will not get caught up in all of the branches and junk or get knots in it. So there is my stuff is ready to go, and I will clip this onto my pack, and then this is going to be my weight so when I throw it over the limb. As you can see, there's my pack. I've got the carabiner on the downside clipped off to my backpack, and I've got the back stacked cordage with my carabiner that I'm going to use as a weight ready to go, and tilt it up, and you should be able to see the limbs that I'm going to try to go over. So let's give that a shot. Okay, so I have my pull cordage is all back stacked and ready to go, and now I'm going to connect the pull cordage with the suspension cord. Now remember, I put an inline figure eight, but I left about 1 foot of cordage on the suspension. So now that I've got my figure eight in my pull cord, I can do a retrace figure eight. So where this running end comes out of the knot, I can take my suspension and put it up into the figure eight, and all I do is follow around. So it goes all the way around, down and back through. The nice thing about this knot is that it is noted as being one of the strongest knots in the climber's repertoire, but it will also join 2 pieces of rope of unequal size. The fisherman's knot, probably even a square knot would do if you secured each end of the square knot with an overhand knot, but a barrel knot, which is I think another name for a fisherman's knot. Anyway, I think those will do the same thing. So you'll see I now have the carabiner in my inline figure 8 that is fully attached to my pull line. Okay, so now I'm going to route my pull line. I start at the carabiner on my pack, and then I put it through the carabiner on the suspension. So then all I have to do is start raising the suspension cordage up into the air. And you can see it's going to go all the way to the branch. Then I'm going to anchor my suspension cord to another tree right over there. So over I go, and of course I backstack my rope, or in this case my cordage, and I kind of prefer a round turn, but I have a heck of a lot of cordage. So for now, I'm just going to tie with a bite. I'm going to tie a bite over into an overhand slip. So now I have a good strong anchor set up with a slip knot. And as you can see, my anchor is up high, and I will start lifting with my pull line. So it's starting to put tension up above, and my pack weighs about, I don't know, 25, 30 pounds, and I'm just real easily raising and lowering with my hand. So up we go. And once it's up there, now I can walk my pull line over to my anchor. And all I've done is tied around my anchor point and tied it off with a couple of half hitches. So I'll untie it. I used the moonter knot to secure it, but now, as you can see, it wants to let go right away, and so what I'll do is I'll just use the back of the tree here as my friction to allow the load to come down, and I'll turn this around so you can see. And down she comes. Easy as you please. And there's Lucy. She's not shy. Are you photobombing me, Lucy? Okay, there we go. So that's it. This is Jeff Conte, your YouTube knife mentor, out here in the forest today, having a little bit of fun, remembering some of my older days when I was out climbing mountains and rock climbing and all that stuff. And so it was a lot of fun. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.